pretty, sparkly and full of creativity. Welcome to my channel. Let's make something beautiful. Hi everyone. Wow, Embossing Powder just released a brand new collection inspired by Seth Apter, Traces of Time. It contains 3 different sets. Today I'm going to focus on baked clay, which is a trio of gorgeous powders, burnished earth, weathered rose and dusty blush. You can see the first 2 are lovely and opaque. You can see it on the top of my pots. And the third color is a translucent base. And here are my swatches full of 3 of them. I really enjoyed making these. This such a gorgeous colored powders. If you would like to see what the other 2 sets are in this collection, make sure you follow along on my channel as well as the Wow Embossing social media channels to see what all we have in store for you this time. I've die cut some flowers from watercolor card using dies from Lisa Horton's crafts from the Grand Blooms die set. And then I'm adding color by just dabbing it into a pool of Distress Oxide ink mixed with water. And this one is the carved pumpkin color I'm using in here. Then I'm going to dry this layer before I'm coming in with the next color. I don't want the 2 colors to wash together. Rather, I want this crackling campfire, which is a much darker shade, to sit on top of that orangey one. And I'm using a piece of acetate, some of the ink and some water, just to add all that lovely texture in there. And then I'm going to dry this too. And I'm just using my heat tool. You can let this dry naturally if you would like. I'm too impatient for that. I like to crack them once I started to work. Then spritzing some water onto the back of the flowers. I'm crunching them up. I want to make these like grungy kind of very pretty looking flowers. So I'm just adding lots of creases into those petals. And then I let this dry as well, or use my heat tool, as you could see it in here. Then I'm going to use my mixed media brush with the embossing ink, also inspired by Seth Apter, and I'm just brushing this onto the end of each petal. Then I sprinkle my weathered rose embossing powder on top, and this will stick to other places too, because there are some areas that are a bit more sticky from the water still in there. I didn't over dry these. I am going for that look. If you would like this to sit solely on the edges of the petal, just use your heat embossing powder tool, or just allow the petals to dry completely before using. But I was gonna go for this look, and I was absolutely delighted how it turned out. So I repeated this for all the petals I used. I made 9 petals in total for 3 flowers. In here I'm assembling one of these, adding them on top of each other with some hot glue. Make sure I offset each petals to create some gorgeous full flowers. For my foliage from the same die set, I've die cut the leaves. And I'm using Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide ink with some water to dab those leaves into. You can add an extra color in here too, or come back with some more Rustic Wilderness for darker spots. I was very happy with this here looked, because some of that color just pulled up with the water in the parts of those leaves. I was just really happy with how this looked. Then I am creating creases into all these leaves. Instead of the mixed media brush this time, however, I am going to use my Wow Embossing ink pad. I am going to just try to touch those raised areas, the folds, the mountain folds on these leaves. And this time I'm using the burnished earth. It's a gorgeous brown mixed media embossing powder. Now it stuck to a lot of places I didn't really want it to, so I just brushed some of that away. These leaves are again not fully dry yet, so the powder can easily stick to other places. With the second one in here, I dried them ahead of time of camera in here, so you can see how it works. Then I heat set the powder on both of these. And if you need to, you can always come back and touch up with either the embossing brush or with your embossing ink pad and add some extra. But I was just really happy with how this turned out, lovely and organic. And yeah, there's something different for me. So I'm just heat setting all of the leaves that I have prepared, and I've prepared quite a few just so I can create a lovely composition for myself. And then I start working on a piece of white card measuring 4.5 by 6.5 inches. And I'm going to apply ink with my brayer all over this surface. before sprinkling my last of the trio embossing powders, and this one is Dusty Blush. Such a gorgeous set of colors included in this one, and I love how it changes appearance again once I heat set these. The magic of mixed media embossing powders, that you really don't know what kind of a result you end up with until you heat set your mix. So in here you can just see me going through the entire surface, and then you can see that I have missed some areas. Now I will come back and fill those out. This time I'm just going to use my ink pad on top of the card, and you can see the shape of my ink pad there, how much darker that is. Reason being because this powder has translucent base, meaning that the colors underneath show through, so it's much darker on those areas, and it's not bothering me because I'm going to cover most of it up like so anyway. This is a die cut by Seth Apter again from SIZZIX, and this one is called Diamond District. It is a gorgeous large die, and I'm just going to glue it on top of my heat emboss card. I am using strong book binding glue to add the back of this. Alternatively, I would have die cut this with some double-sided adhesive attached to the card, but this glue works equally just as well. I made sure that I covered all the areas with it, and then once I laid it on top of my cardstock, I can cut away any overhanging excess. And they are so large, these pieces, that I can come back and fill out some more areas with them, and that's what I'm doing in here. Making sure that I don't throw too much of this in the bin, because it's such a lovely die cut. I would have just ended up in the bin anyway, so may as well use some of it again with the same book binding glue, just fill out some of those larger areas. Then I have my 5 by 7 inch card base prepared in here, and another piece of card measuring 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 inches, and that is the piece that I am dragging the crackling campfire distress oxiding along the edges, just to give it that color, which will ensure that everything on my card is lovely and color matching, which I love. So I just glued my panel straight on top. Then this set is going to be popped up on foam pads before adhering it onto my card front. I do like to add dimension to my cards. Of course, you can just leave this flat if you prefer, and especially if you're posting your cards and you don't want too much dimension, but I do like to add that at least one layer of foam pads onto my panels. Then I have the Happy Perfect Use Sentiment Stamp and Die Set by Lisa Horton's Crafts, and I've die cut the sentiment. So there's 3 layers to that. The 2 that's gonna go behind the scriptive writing, I've die cut twice each, and the scriptive writing itself 3 times. Now I'm just going to use my quick grab glue just to glue these on top of each other, again to create that lovely dimension. Again, very optional. I just do like my sentiments to be nice and bulky, and then I glue together the sets of 2s of the layers behind, and so one of them is slightly larger than the other. And then I am adding the same crackling campfire to the word U before gluing this onto the smaller background. And in here I hadn't decided if I was going to add color to the second background there, the larger one. So I just left it as is, but with the crackling campfire from the same set I stamped always here for, so my sentiment will spell out always here for you. So I just cut this into a small rectangle. And then here I was deciding what way to arrange everything on my card, and it was in here that I made up my mind to keep that just white, because I loved how that writing popped against it. Again, you don't have to use both sizes of those backgrounds behind you, but as I said, I do like dimensional embellishments on my cards. And I'm just going to use my hot glue to add all the embellishments in there. And if you do like these embossing powders and you do decide to shop on the Wow Embossing website, either the UK or the US website, you can get 10% off using my discount code you can see on the screen now, WowDT Katarina. This is an affiliate code to me, and you get a little kickback, but at no extra cost to you. Your discount will remain the same across the entire website. So make sure to take advantage of this offer and help me out on my channel too a little. Thank you so much. So I've decided to pop my sentiment up of foam pad. So it is that you can see me here. Do here, just adding little strips of foam behind the writing, and it's quite easy because although the writing looks scripty, but because that white background, it's quite bulky behind it, I was able to hide all that. And I'm adding a strip of foam behind the sub sentiment as well. So I'm just sticking it under in there. And then all is left just some final details to add to my card. One of them is some white pearls, which I'm going to drop in the middle of each flower. I do think that finishes the flowers, making them look nice and elegant, but still has that rustic kind of autumny feel to them, and I really adore how they turned out. And then I do come back with some of those clear rhinestones that you can see in that same pot in there. These are just completely clear AB ones. They catch the light beautifully, and I didn't want to introduce any new color, but did want to add some sparkle. So I just dropped, I think, 3 on the bottom left and 2 on the top right corner. And as I tilt the card toward the light, that just catches it beautifully and shines all those gorgeous colors through. So this is the card finished. I adore how it came together, but more importantly, I would like to know, what do you think about this card? I genuinely value your opinions, so please do leave it in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so, and hit the notification bell. And I would really appreciate if you shared my channel with your crafty friends that may not have been here yet before. I would really like to grow on YouTube, and I do need your help for that, so thank you so much for every interaction. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more pretty and sparkly crafts, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting!